Hey guys, welcome to Father v Son. No, this is not for Roman Reigns because last night at the Royal Rumble, things got bad. Things got bad for Vince McMahon. Let me tell you something. He listens to the WWE Universe. He actually listens to what we want. He doesn't. He only wants what he wants. And he thinks he knows what we want, but he doesn't. And I'm going to talk about all the matches. We're going to go them through quickly. We're going to get to the main two that you want to hear about, which is the Triple Threat and the Royal Rumble match. Overall, the pay-per-view was... God. There was only one great match, and I'll let you know which one that is. I'm sure you guys know already. And everything else was... So, let's talk about it. First match was the tag team title. Actually, the New Age Outlaws versus the Ascension. Typical match. Finally, the Ascension has been fighting jobbers for the last couple weeks on Raw. They came out, beat the Outlaws pretty handily. Game over. Ascension is going to come up in the tag team division, probably fight the Usos at WrestleMania. Second match, we got the Usos versus Mizdow together. Same thing, simple match, nothing too crazy. Mizdow thought we were going to maybe screw Miz there at the middle of the match. Did a couple funny things. It's not getting boring, the Mizdow angle, but it's getting, it's reaching its limit. So we need to, they're probably going to end that pretty soon. And there's a little spoiler coming up with the Rumble when it comes to Mizdow, which was pretty funny, and it was actually one of the high moments of the Rumble when it comes to the crowd getting energized again. Third match of the night was the Bellas versus the combination of Paige and Natalya. Simple match again. A lot of simple matches during the night. There wasn't anything crazy. Not a lot of high spots. Not a lot of low spots. It was just a typical night when it comes to just they don't want to put a lot of titles on the line, especially with Fastlane coming out and Mania coming after that. Which is Fastlane is the new name of the pay-per-view after the Royal Rumble. The Bellas win that match. Simple match. Paige did not even get into the match, which was pretty ridiculous. Paige is just coming off the radar. She's not doing anything. She's not pretty much, I don't know, something's going on with the WWE with her. They're not really involving her anymore. She was a great competitor. We'll see when AJ comes back. Maybe they'll have a triple threat at WrestleMania. Fatal 4-way. I don't want to see a whole battle royale for the Divas title again. They've been there, done that. Next match was the match of the night, which was the triple threat match for the title. Let me tell you, these guys fought like men. Brock Lesnar first looked like a man on fire. He just looks best shape of his life. I think he's ready. He's getting ready for UFC return after Mania. Rollins, he's going to be the best young competitor in the WWE for the next 10 years. Cena was on his game as well. Great match. Match started with Lesnar pretty much dominating both of them, hitting a lot of his suplexes, high spots. Then, towards the middle of the match, Cena and Lesnar were on the outside while Rollins was pretty much, J&J Security was taking care of them. J&J Security was just getting blown off by Brock Lesnar in the beginning of the match. Lesnar and Cena were in the outside corner. Cena pretty much demolished Lesnar through a freaking barricade right there. You know what Roman Reigns usually does with the spears with the Undertaker? Same thing. This spot with Cena and Lesnar through the barricade. Lesnar was placed on a table, the Spanish announce table, not the English announce table, of course. And Rollins, of course, did his Macho Man, CM Punk, Jimmy Superfly Snuka moment. Top of the rope, flew off. This guy flew off probably like 10 feet up in the air. Landed on Lesnar, destroyed Lesnar, took him out of the match. Lesnar was pretty much out. They had the EMTs come out for about maybe 5-10 minutes, which brought back the intention of Rollins and Cena in the middle of the ring. And dude, they had it was a great one-on-one match, back and forth, FUs, curb stops, kickouts. The crowd was so into this match. Oh my god, it was the best triple threat match ever since probably the Undertaker Rock Kurt Angle match from about 8 years ago. Fantastic match. Towards the end of the match, what happened was Kane, not Kane, of course. Kane came later on. Seth Rollins curb stop. Cena was about to be over. Lesnar flies into the ring, picks him up, throws him, suplex him backwards, suplexes Cena outside the ring. Lesnar and Cena go back it. Rollins takes the money in the briefcase, slams Lesnar once, twice, places the suitcase on the floor, curb stop, about to curb stop, and Lesnar picks him up, F5, over. Crowd 1, 2, 3. Crowd went crazy. Lesnar's becoming the face, baby face. Besides Daniel Bryan, he's becoming the right now. He's so much good stuff is on him right now. He's still a heel. I know everybody wants him to become face, but right now, Lesnar is money. This guy is money. He's unstoppable. Now for the Rumble. Dude, like the Rumble has been garbage the last couple of years. The beginning of the Rumble to the end of the Rumble, it didn't fit. Bryan came out at number 10, had a great yes, dude, yes, the crowd's going crazy. He came out, threw out Tyson Kidd, only threw out one guy only. Bray Wyatt was in the beginning he came out at number 3, number 4, came out. Wyatt dominated the beginning of the Rumble. Bryan, you could tell something was going to happen between Wyatt and Bryan. While throwing out Tyson Kidd, Bryan was on the outside of the ropes. Out of nowhere with the camera angle, just Bray Wyatt just flies in, knocks Daniel Bryan outside. The crowd goes silent. You could hear a pin drop. Nothing. The crowd was shocked. And we were like, dude, this early? Like, we don't get it. Like, Vince probably hates this guy. Vince probably wouldn't even want this guy to, like, be around him. Like, I don't understand the concept of this. You have the top face in the company, besides Cena, who's the marketing face of the company, and he gets knocked out at 10? Like, who writes this stuff? And so the Rumble continues. We're thinking Bryan comes back. Maybe something with The Rock. We were knowing that Rock's going to properly come back. Something happens, and maybe Rock comes out at 30. I was talking about this before earlier in the night with family. Maybe The Rock comes out, gives his spot to Bryan. Didn't happen. Bryan is done. Last 4 guys were Roman Reigns, Ambrose, Kane, and Big Show. The Authority 2 against the 2 guys from the Shield. 2 on 2. Basically fighting each other. They eliminate Ambrose. The Authority pretty much with Kane and Big Show eliminate everybody. It's up to now Big Show and Kane versus Reigns. And, of course, Roman Reigns does the typical Superman stuff. Nothing hurts this guy. This guy's unstoppable, which doesn't make sense. That's the reason why the fans started booing. The fans were booing. We just did not. I think the fans there would have rather Big Show won the Rumble. It was so bad. The booing was unimaginable for a guy who could have won last year, who was getting cheered. He was right guy, wrong time. I like Roman Reigns. I think he has so much potential, but he's not ready yet. You know who's ready? Daniel Bryan's ready. He's ready now. If you got a car which is working on all cylinders, why are you gonna switch that car for another one? That pretty much you don't know what's going on with that car. It's like taking a car and switching. Why? You have a car that works, and that car is Bryan. And pretty much Roman Reigns, Rusev was still in the match. Rusev was underneath the ring. He was still hiding. He was thrown underneath the bottom by Ambrose. Reigns pretty much throws Big Show and Kane outside the ring. Everyone thinks Reigns has won the Rumble. What happened was the Authority Reigns back in Kane and Big Show. They start pummeling Reigns on the floor. We're thinking like there wasn't an announcement by Lillian Garcia knowing that Reigns won the. So we're all thinking. I knew that the match wasn't over. They're hitting Reigns on the floor. Electricity hit off. If you smell, and The Rock came out from out of nowhere, runs in the ring, does his smacking on Big Show, destroys the Big Show, smacks him, gets him out of the ring. Rock bottom on Kane. All of a sudden, you see The Rock and Reigns staring at each other. We all know they're cousins, if you guys didn't know. And they're facing each other. Kane comes back in. Rock flips him over. Spine buster. People's elbow outside the ring. Rock leaves the ring, circling the ring. Rusev comes back in. Reigns flips him around, throws him off the rope, and there you go. Reigns is the 2015 Royal Rumble winner and was booed unimaginably. And I don't know what else to say. The Rock came back in. The reason The Rock was there was to support Reigns. Vince knew what was going to happen. Vince knew that he was going to get booed. And what the reports that came out today, that Vince actually didn't know that he was going to get booed that much. He actually thought Bryan was only going to get booed a little bit. This guy has lost his mind. He they actually had Randy Orton waiting at 30 to come out. He told Randy Orton to come back from the 30 spot and told Bryan that he was sorry. He told Bryan that he didn't expect this was going to happen. Philadelphia destroyed Roman Reigns' victory last night. And The Rock came in, raised his hand, did the simple passing of the torch. They booed Rock off the building. After that, pretty much the show ended. Before the show ended, the Authority came out. Triple H did the typical stare down with The Rock. Remember, a couple months ago on SmackDown, they had the face down between each other. So we all thinking that it's going to be Triple H and Sting at WrestleMania. Maybe what's happening now is that every week or every pay-per-view, somebody from the past is coming up to screw up the Authority's plans now. So is Triple H facing The Rock? Is Sting maybe facing Lesnar? Or maybe is Lesnar going to lose the title? Reigns comes up, points to the WrestleMania sign, and here we go. Now, pretty much what happened later that night, we have Twitter was blown up with a lot of things happened. There was reports of people blocking off the entrance for the superstars to leave the arena. There was a couple of rioting. Nothing of extreme measurements, but it was pretty much really bad when it comes to the superstars leaving the arena. The number one trending Twitter hashtag in the world was cancel WWE Network. I put a couple of those hashtags because I didn't cancel it, but it's just something needed to be done. And I think what the fans did last night, even though they may have not canceled the network, it was reported today that about 200,000 subscribers canceled the network last night. 200,000. The network doesn't even have 1 million subscribers. That's a lot of subscribers to lose. Where you're going to hurt Vince is in his pockets, and hopefully he does something tonight. Well, just an update as of, let's say, 6 o'clock. Raw has been canceled. There's no Raw. They are going to do a live report from the headquarters. Maybe they'll do some interviews. The superstars have been told to stay at their hotels. They're not. It's pretty much a nor'easter, and we're going about 20, 30 inches. I don't know. Right now, I don't see. It's not too much, but I just got home a little while ago. But superstars, I'm sure Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan, they're going to be at the headquarters. They're going to shoot some footage, or I don't know what they're going to do last night. Stay tuned on at 8 o'clock at the USA Network for Raw tonight. But besides that, Twitter was destroyed last night. There was not a lot of responses. The Rock finally actually did a response on his Twitter. Said he loved the Philadelphia crowd, loved the emotion, saying that he didn't expect this. Just give Reigns time. Look, before I end this, I'm going to say this. WrestleMania 31, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. That's the worst possible thing you could do to this kid. This kid in the post-game report couldn't even talk. The Rock was talking. If you're going to have The Rock with him all the way to WrestleMania, then okay, maybe we have something here. The Rock's not going to be on every Raw until WrestleMania. Rock has movies. He's a star. He's not going to be on Raw every week. Reigns is going to have to talk. And he's going to face Lesnar. Who is Lesnar's mouth? Paul Heyman, who is the best mic in the world. So, I don't know I don't know what's going to happen. We're going to stay tuned to watch Raw every week. And look, I love Reigns. He has the look. He's, he's got everything. But he's not ready. And I know it. You know it. Everyone knows it. He would have been better off to win the Rumble next year and have Bryan, have the David versus Goliath match. Have Bryan versus Lesnar at WrestleMania. Even though we know maybe Lesnar will destroy Bryan in real life. We know that. Lesnar will destroy anybody. He'll kill me in a second. But Bryan is our guy. He's our hero. And it sucks right now because he never lost that title. He had neck surgery. And they had to give him another shot. And they didn't because we know why. Vince doesn't like him. Vince thinks he's a midget. He's a nobody. He doesn't look like a typical champion. He's not 220 pounds. He's not muscles. He's not a good-looking guy. But you know what he has? He has heart. He has what we want. We believe in him. We know exactly. He brings his best out every single match. And in the world of wrestling, that's all we can ask. When we go to the shows, when we go to watch it on television, and subscribing $9.99 to a network, which 200,000 people canceled last night, we want to, even though we may know it's not real, we want to believe in what we see. And Brian, out of anyone, we believe in him. The same way Cena, sometimes Cena gets booed out of the building, but you know what? Cena's there every single day. He's been there every day for 10 years. Reigns, we don't believe, we don't have anything invested in him. This Shield right here, which he calls the House of Shield, and believe in that,